Okay, we want to say welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions this beautiful Friday evening. Today is the 11th of July 2025. And my name is Linford Goa, all the way in Norway. Paul the Lord Chirople is in London, and Francis Mensa is in Sweden. Together, we're going to be bringing you news about Liberia and across the world. So stay with us. But let me say welcome to you guys, Francis. Uh, you are right next to. How is it with you?
Well, I'm okay. We having a fairly on and off weather in Sweden. Being rain and sun and so, but holding all things constant, I'm okay. And how is it with you guys?
Yeah, Paul, I think Paul will start because you and myself almost had the same weather, but today, man, today, I don't know, the sun was extra, it was 28, but it was extra. I mean, today was a day in a long time, besides playing football and sweating, but today was a day where I was just using the lawnmower. I mean, I had to change t-shirt two times. I was sweating, like, like way water on me. I can't imagine that could happen. So, but Paul, how is the weather in your place?
Well, the thing is, we have a proper summer here. For the past few days, the place has been burning. And when I mean burning, this is what I love about the European. When the weather is hot, this is where they tend to naked themselves and then go in the sun to have to turn to be like God like me, you see. So they want to be like me now, and this is interesting because they enjoy the sun so much. They in the park. So guys, yeah, the weather is good here. It's fantastic. We're in proper summer, but for the weather forecast, what it said by next week, we're going to get into Liberia weather, which is the rainy season. Yeah, so it's good. And to our viewers, man, it's good to be back here on this Friday edition. Guys, what's up? And Linford, what's up? Francie, what's up?
Cool, man.
Well,
Chilling.
I think for me, I can say all is okay, except that uh, uh, tonight our viewers. Let me apologize to you for you're going to hear some little small background noise. My little girl will be turning 1 year, so we're trying to make some preparation for her for tomorrow. I mean, on Sunday. So there'll be a lot of noise. The other guy haven't slept yet, so it'll be on and off. But I'll try to control the noise as much as possible. But like I said, everything is okay. The weather today it was extraordinary. And the Paul said that the time the program want to be like, oh, I thought when they was here, they say with black women, like up, but then time can you see they making that so what now? So who's deceiving who here? You know, so and then the funny thing is that the time you can see our people then you can see their real self because in the winter, everybody will dress like people there walking, you can see the body. But now I think you can see our people, the real self. Well, all in all is good. And I think the weather is going to be good tomorrow as well. But tonight we have news from across the continent, the globe, not only the continent, but the globe. Our foreign text man Paul will be telling us what we'll be doing or looking at from the international front. But on the local front, the biggest event we have now, and if we do not discuss this thing, it will be of this service to our viewers and also to ourselves because there is a trending issue with Liberia, and the head of the country, our president. There is a trending issue, so we got to discuss it and let's hear exactly uh, how these things were intended to happen. So, guys, that's what we'll be looking at tonight. So, Paul, we're going to take a short break, and then you can find our commercial. Let me see if I can find it here. Can you find it easily?
Yeah, I think I can put my hand. But before we go to the commercial, Linford,
Uh,
there's something social that came across today. Very funny. When group of people are working together, when they take their lunch break, they have discussion, and is this happening in South Africa between a black guy and a white lady having a lunch break, and they had this discussion, which is apparently very interesting. So I just want to play them one while we're sharing the show for our viewers to have an input on this. It's a social issue. Let me just roll this thing quickly.
Yes, of course. I have a girlfriend.
Why? You are married.
Yeah, but I need someone else also.
Why? In my culture, I'll divorce you if you have a nyati.
Yeah, but in our culture, me as a black person,
Yeah.
in our culture,
Yeah.
you have to have two or more.
You want double headache.
Yeah, because you can't eat papa and beef always. You have to change the meals. In the afternoon, you eat chicken. In the evening, you eat fish, whether it's fresh or dried, but it's fish. Then tomorrow, you can ask for sausage. So how can I eat papa and beef every time? Papa and beef, papa and beef. It can't. It can't. I'm married and I'm engaged with someone else also.
And your nyati knows that you're married.
Yeah, she knows.
And
She knows.
And she don't complain.
How can she complain? She don't have to complain.
Why do you work to give other women money when you have to give one woman money?
No. There's a difference between a nyati and a wife.
What's the difference?
The difference between two of them, my wife deserves everything from me.
Yeah.
And my nyati, she only need love from me. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This is the truth.
So you don't buy your nyati anything?
So it's just a social conversation these people are having. I found that very interesting from all the way on the other side of Africa, South Africa end. Yeah, so I just want to put that. And to our viewers, kindly share the show. Tonight will be firing. There are a lot of issues to be discussed. Linford is the man in charge tonight. So
So if
some
you can
people,
find our commercial, our vodka commercial, then right after that we'll be going to the discussions.
uh,
Di Lorenzo, G Grace. G Grace. Hems vocal, Liberia number one vocal, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Hans Vodka, Hans Honey, Hans Bitter, and Hans Original Vodka. Hans Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drank Mama happy. Hans Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment centers in Liberia. For wholesale, contact Hans Vodka at 0777 001114, 0777 000 We can also be reached via social media on Facebook and IG at Hans Vodka or www.hansvodka.com. In the United States, please contact Hans North America Incorporated at 610-543-9289, 484-888-1622, 484-755-8411. Hans Vodka is approved by the U.S. federal government. Hans Vodka brings out the real man in you.
I tell you in my boy in my blood. Every time when I stay on the block, everybody knows it. We hustle. And forgot that number one. Oh, from Liberia all around. In supermarket store and everywhere. And forgot that number one. Oh.
Okay, thank you, Paul, and to our viewers, we want to say welcome to you. If you just joining us today, is your first time, we want to say this is the Portland Liberia discussions where we discuss the issues. Um, we'll ask Paul to take us through on the international front to let us know what we're going to be looking at tonight.
all right. Thanks, guys, and thanks to our viewer for being with us. This is the Lord Chidope from the great city of London. We will be looking at the BRICS nation, why is it America is not happy, as particularly Donald Trump is not happy with the BRICS nation? Why he is not happy? So we're going to dive into that. Why is it the BRICS nation now are concerning for U.S.? Is this now power shifting somewhere else? That is the topic for tonight. And then we'll move on after the international. Also going to move on to Liberia. Liberia will be the key to our discussion tonight. President Boyka have returned to the country. What have he brought back? Is there any seal on Media Road? We need to discuss that. What were the purpose of the visit? Did Trump call him to humiliate him about English language? We'll look at all that. And also, the opening speech of President Boyka pitching the Media Road to Trump. Is that something that caught my attention? We'll be looking into that. First, we'll get into the BRICS nation. Why is it that Trump does not like the BRICS nation? Let's listen to this.
Guess who else was tracking the summit in Brazil? Donald Trump, the US president. He is a well-known critic of BRICS. Yesterday, he fired more warning shots. Trump threatened BRICS with extra tariffs. It's on your screen. This is what it says. Any country aligning with the anti-American policies of BRICS will face an additional 10% tariff. That's what Trump said. And he added that there will be no exceptions. It's the same old pattern, really. Whenever the BRICS comes together, Donald Trump threatens them with more tariffs. But this time, the BRICS is pushing back. They discussed Donald Trump's trade war at the summit. They did not name the US or Trump, but the BRICS spoke in one voice against the tariff assault. They called it a threat to trade. And the expanded BRICS has endorsed that statement. Let's first tell you about the expanded group. It includes the founding members, of course. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. The name BRICS, in fact, is an acronym made up of the names of these countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, BRICS. Plus, it has 5 new members: Indonesia, Egypt, Ethiopia, the UAE, and Iran. So 10 countries in total. They account for over half of the world's population. They make up more than 40% of the world's economic output. Together, they criticize Donald Trump's tariffs. In fact, countries like China use stronger language. Listen to what they said.
I've just shared our view on the BRICS mechanism. We believe that BRICS is a positive force in the international community. Its cooperation is open and inclusive, and not targeted at any particular country. As for tariffs, we have consistently opposed tariff wars and trade wars. We are against using tariffs as a tool for coercion and pressure. Arbitrarily imposing tariffs does not serve the interests of any party.
BRICS is not targeted against any particular country. The group has said this repeatedly in the past. But the US president still feels threatened by this bloc. He believes that the BRICS can challenge the dollar and, by extension, challenge America's leadership. It can erode American influence on the global economy. That is Trump's fear, especially the trend of de-dollarization. It makes him uncomfortable. What is de-dollarization? Limiting the use of the US dollar in global trade. And how do you do it? By relying on other currencies, by carrying out bilateral trade without the US dollar. BRICS countries are in a position to do that. And Trump is determined to stop that. In fact, let me quote from what he said in the past. This is Donald Trump, and I'm quoting, "I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war." This should explain Donald Trump's repeated threats to BRICS. But the question is, are these threats even working? And the answer is not really. Because trade within BRICS is rising. From 2021 to 2024, it grew by 40%. Last year, trade within BRICS touched $740 billion. And it's growing thanks to Western sanctions. The West, led by the United States, is trigger happy. They slapped sanctions to put pressure on adversaries. These sanctions have fractured the world economy, and they have forced BRICS to resort to more bilateral trade. Let me give you some examples, starting with Russia. Russia's economy is under sanctions, thousands of sanctions, more than 20,000 Western sanctions on one country. It won't stop trading, of course. It will build alternatives. And here's what Russia did. It adopted the Chinese currency, the yuan. So by July 2024, 53% of Russia's foreign transactions were in the yuan. 3 years ago, this figure was at 40%. Last year, it was 53%. So sanctions pushed Russia to de-dollarize. Our second example is India. India is buying more Russian oil than ever before. Last month, Russian crude made up 43% of India's oil imports. That's more than Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE combined. That's how much oil we buy from Russia, despite Western sanctions. Then we have Brazil and South Africa. They're buying Chinese cars in large numbers. Brands like BYD and SAIC are ruling these markets. In Brazil, BYD took over the Ford factory. Ford, of course, is the American company. In South Africa, at least 27 Chinese car models are now selling in showrooms. Now, these may all sound like very different examples, but they all fit a larger pattern. Russia is turning to the yuan, the Chinese currency. India is buying more Russian oil. And Brazil and South Africa are opening up to Chinese products. What does this tell you? BRICS countries are building alternatives to American trade and the American currency. And that is what has rattled Donald Trump. De-dollarization is still a long shot. The US dollar is still the de facto global currency. And ideas like a BRICS currency may not really take off because politically, BRICS as a group has clear limitations. But its strength lies in bilateral deals, the flexible one-on-one agreements. This approach makes BRICS agile. They can respond quickly and effectively. That's what Russia has highlighted as well.
We have indeed seen such statements by President Trump, but it is very important to note here that the uniqueness of a group like BRICS is that it is a group of countries that share common approaches and a common worldview on how to cooperate based on their own interest. And this cooperation within BRICS has never been and will never be directed against any third countries.
So Trump might want to contain the BRICS, but his threats are proving to be counterproductive. They're not deterring BRICS, they're galvanizing it.
Okay. So the BRICS nation had their summit in Brazil, and they irritating Trump because while the BRICS nation, imagine 55% of the world population are BRICS member. So this is the situation now, and these guys are going very strong. So the Americans are afraid of their dollars to be de-dollarization. That is the problem here that the American face with. So guys, today will not be long on the international scene. We'll only talk about the BRICS nation and then we'll go straight into Liberia. So Linfa, Francie, that's the trading issue on the wall. America is afraid of the BRICS nation because they're growing stronger and stronger every day. They have additional 5 members that join the BRICS nation. So today the number have reached 10. Maybe the next summit they're going to have, it will be additional 5. So more countries are growing. So imagine if you have 55% of the world population, that is a good trading bloc. So the Americans are afraid of their dollars now. So this is the situation, guys. That's the topic on the international scene. What say both of you before we transition to Liberia?
Maybe Francis can pop in.
Yeah, man. No, in terms of global trade and commerce, America has to be worried because of the the repercussions of trade with outside Americans' traditional uh, trading partners. I think what is actually triggering the the connection, the magnet to BRICS nation is that uh, one is what is obtaining in Palestine. I mean, with the Israelis act of genocide, and America is very complicit in that. So it has triggered a lot of resentment for America. People do not want to trade. People want to see America fall, especially the Muslim countries, the Islamic countries. I mean, most of the countries like Pakistan, India, and those unorthodox countries. they would tend to lean towards anything that has to do with anti-American, anti-imperialism, West, particularly America's agenda. So yes, it will create a lot of tension, a lot of how you call it, recognition around the world because America has a free trading because it is the fact. These countries has numbers, they have people. In terms of numbers, I mean, India and China alone, I mean, that's half of the world population.
Yeah.
So in terms of trade and consumption, they have the market to consume,
Hmm.
and so people be I mean easily drawn to them to create to conduct any business in terms of trade and commerce.
And Francis is right because in terms of population, if you add Brazil, South Africa, and then Russia to that number, that's a huge, huge trading partner there. And now today, we have all of the other countries that the five nations are joined, including Saudi Arabia.
I mean,
That's
Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's just a show. Saudi Arabia, you cannot rely on the Saudis. I mean, I can say that for free. They are stooges to America. They are this. It's just what you call it, cosmetic. It's just ceremonial. It's just like a band aid push. Like they want to be part of it. When America bark louder, you see the Saudis withdraw themselves.
Lifa, you went through it. This is what happening now. America is jittering because of the level of which Great nations are going. They get
Uh,
huge American allies because Egypt is also part of that group today.
if
What
if
they
you
do?
if you can recall, long time ago on the show, maybe 2, 3, 4 months ago, uh, I always remember war guests, right? Like I was making my wild guess that when the African leaders meet Trump, something will happen. He will either walk out on there or he will put somebody outside or some funny thing. It happened, something happened. So I guess when they showed it last time that America is falling economically, uh, socially, the only thing that will be holding them up small, maybe that militarily, okay? But that country is disintegrating socially and economically. Now, this is a country that got most of its major companies outsourced in other countries, and you just slapping people with sanctions and tariffs and this and that, and thinking that you can arm twist the people through tariffs to succumb to you. That can happen. So people are now finding alternative. Look, and it's good that the world is looking and the world is observing and the world is moving a different direction. That people can now have alternative. Say, well, if I can wear white, I'll wear black. Okay, if black suits me, I'll wear it. Even down to African countries that used to be controlled by this great America and the Europeans. They are saying, well, African countries are now saying, well, we can find alternative. And if the alternative is very, very good, why not stick to it? Francis mentioned something about the population. China and Russia. Russia, by land mass, they big. Population, they big. Militarily, they strong. China, they plenty. They learn how to do, but they plenty. Then they get plenty sense.
Then
The poor,
India.
the poor get infed. Then India too. India, and guess what? Those three countries, China, India, and Russia, they are all nuke countries. So they got power too. They got military power. If you want to bring military business, they get manpower too. They put plenty like ants. Then the same thing you get at other people scale they get it. So you can't threaten it. So the only thing now they try to do is to be slapping people with tariffs. So if you put tariff on the people, it's okay. We'll not trade with you. Now, guess what will happen? Uh, since I'm in the maritime thing, there is something in shaping called east-west bound, right? Now, if Paul just take one day, go to one of the ports in the UK, you see plenty container parking there. So most of them empty. The Chinese people, the Asians, they will manufacture these things and put them in a container and send it to the West here. We consume it. But we in the West, we're not producing anything that the Asians want. The only thing they want are money. Okay? So they send our containers with things. We take all the things from the container, the empty container here. Because if you put the empty container on the ship, you still pay the same amount. Like if you're putting gold for the container in the ship, they'll not charge you for the gold, they'll charge you for that slab that you occupy with your 20
Yeah.
foot container, your 40 foot container. You see? So that's why you see all the containers packed at various ports all around from here all the way to America. Because as they dropping, we consume it, but we can't put anything inside to carry it. So these people, what I'm saying is that if you threaten them, they are producing. They're not people who depend on you. The only thing they want is a trade that they will get money from you or certain value from you, and then they supply you with the thing you need. So if you start slapping them with tariff, and they say, okay, fine, we can find other people who want to buy. Africans are there. Africans waiting. No African government put any tariff on Chinese products. Even if they put it there, it will not be more. You see, as a means of arm twisting them. So the population wise, India can consume, China can consume, Russia can consume. Then the other few African countries that are joining, of course, oh, they will dump everything on us. The one they want, they will dump it on us, we'll take it. So you see, the poor trade will not leave over. Their business will not leave over. So there's no way that you can threaten them. And what if all the countries they say, okay, we'll put economic sanction to on America, we're not sending anything there. Yes, you can produce, but you can't produce everything. If you go to American supermarket thing, you go there, you see the fresh bullfrog, the cafe, you live in, they get bread from the Chinese farm. So the Chinese people say, we're not sending anything to your plate. Where you get all the thing from? And you are doing mass deportation of these citizens from different countries, the same country trading with, then you put in tariff on them. So that's what I said. That country is breaking down economically. The people you deporting, they get family. And the family will say, well, we're not sending our product to you. We'll rather send it to China, we'll send it to there, for example, in South America, people they grow a lot of vegetables, the banana, all of things. So they say we're not sending it to you. African countries say we're not selling our cocoa and coffee to America, we'll send it to China. So what you do? See, so I don't think this sanction thing, I mean, or the tariff thing will be will compare anybody to come. And the population is very important as well because if you produce, you need people to consume. So nothing will leave over. The BRICS nation, trust me, it will grow. And lastly, coming to the Saudi factor, I think the West they want to plant Saudi Arabia in our BRICS to be a spa there to cause trouble for them. That's my opinion. It may not be fact. It's my opinion because if you look at Saudi alignment to the West, they are right there in their own Middle East, in their own Arab country. They do cooperate with the Arab brothers, waiting about different group that is competing with the West. So if they play there in there, they get going to go there. But I think there are people in that breaks. There are countries in that breaks that are very smart. Yeah, we will not refuse you. They say when the young people play outside, the old kind of they will not drive you. They will not say move from but they will step on your toes. It will make you get sense that you
And then you
belong there.
walk away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's wait and see how it works out. But I think BRICS would be a very good alternative for other countries that don't want to do business with the West.
But my problem is how fast are they going to move? Because they have been around for quite a while. I mean, they need to
Yeah, yeah.
speed
I
up.
think that's
They
a good
need to
concern.
speed
That's a
up
good concern.
the engagement. I mean, with other countries, so I mean, so it can have an effect
That
So
that's
but
a good concern, Francis. I think a lot of people may be asking similar questions.
we're not feeling the effect. We're not feeling the effect of the BRICS in Europe and in Sweden. I mean,
Yeah, but
so
no, but
So,
ask yourself, whether Sweden is part of the BRICS. See, the
Francis,
thing,
that's a good concern. But then what happened lately? The Russians have benefited from the 27,000 sanctions that they got. Now they've been trading with India, they've been trading with South Africa, they've been trading with China, and they're benefiting a lot. Now India buying their oil. You see, South Africa too is now buying cars from China. All of this, so you see,
yeah,
and
yeah, I mean,
they're not using dollars to buy these things. They're using
no,
local currency. So
uh-huh.
one
And Francis'
Chinese cars and
concern
stuff.
about how fast they are moving. Let me tell you what. No, they are in the organizational stages, right? They are putting things together. The people have even gone as far as printing their own money, so they're moving fast. They
All
they
right.
they are now trading with each other. They are moving fast. Now, what I know what you are eventually expecting is, maybe the growth of that membership, so we can see the impact. But let's say if Liberia were to join them, then people in Liberia will start feeling the impact.
You-
But
you-
Sweden
No,
is a member of the BRICS. How do they feel the impact? Isn't
when I
it?
speak about impact, I don't mean that being a member.
No, no,
Uh,
not a member. We're talking about the trade.
are there in terms of the negative impact? I mean, trigger down effect, negative effect on other countries that are aligned with America. I'm saying that because look, I mean, they assume of in
It's still
terms of
early.
interest rate. I mean, Sweden is enjoying a good interest rate now. I mean, the Swedish krona has gained ground against the euro and the American dollar. So I mean, we feel happy, like this are not being like this. They are not happening for the past 10 years or so.
Yeah, you're right. That's part of the impact. You see, no, yeah, that's part of the impact because the dollar have been no. Just recently, myself, I saw it. The Norwegian krona rose against the dollar one night until in the morning. My wife said, "Oh, but the dollar, I mean, the krona is way up." When I
Yeah,
check it, it was way up. Yeah, so those are part of the impact. So you know what will happen now? Or millionaire who draw a whole lot of dollars to Europe to come trade. The dollar will get me small papers now, no value. So he got to, before he get any value, he got to transform to one of the European currencies. So that's the impact. And I think Trump is very smart. That's what Trump looks at. Because every day he wakes up, I think every day they brief him on the currency, on the rate. So he knows that all the moment breaks into effect. Now look at the BYD cars. We got some BYD cars here in Norway. So that BYD car, before you buy from China, you're not going to carry your Norwegian krona or your American dollar. They will change it. You carry that, they will change it to that currency. So what happened to your dollar? The value drops. You see it?
yeah.
So
You're
it
your
eventually
dream.
will see the effect.
yeah. Okay. So Linford, that was the issue with the BRICS nation. So we can transition to Liberia. It's over to you. You muted.
Okay, before we transition, let me just welcome a few of our people who are watching. If you join us the first time, let me say welcome to you, and also try to share the show. But we'll be going to Liberia, and the major news from Liberia is that our president was in America at the invitation of the U.S. President Donald Trump, along with four other African leaders, uh, namely, I think Mauritania, Gabon, Senegal, and was it Guinea-Bissau? So
Yeah.
yeah, so altogether there were five countries that met President Trump. But the meeting, we saw part of it. I think let's consider it to be the introductory part where they were introducing themselves and why they went, and Trump himself had to give the introduction. But before we come back to that, we'll take a quick break because I don't know whether Paul got any video. Like, so while Paul is arranging that video, we take this quick break.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The Spirit spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the bottom line, Liberia.
Okay, you are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. Linford Goa here, along with Paul Lord Trupley and Francis Mensah. Guys, we all listen to the news of our president, along with four other African leaders visiting America. And much have been said about this meeting. The part of the meeting that we saw, the very small clips that we saw, Paul, if you have any video, can you just roll it? Then from there, we'll start
We
it.
did in Liberia at your embassy. Mr. President, we thank you for this opportunity to be here. Liberia is a longtime friend of the United States, and we believe in your policy of making America great again. And we also go a long way with you in your diplomacy that has to do with economic development and commercial friendship. Liberia has a lot of minerals, and one of the things we ask as good friends for a long time is the opportunity to do a survey of our minerals. Mm-hmm. And also we are committed to peace, and we've been very lucky within our region. We are a country that have had series of democratic elections, and our country had been cooling down. And also we want to encourage American involvement in the investment in Liberia. Yeah. We'd like to see that happen. We want to work with the United States in peace and security within the region, because we are committed to that. And we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. That's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well,
Very
and
good, sir. Thank you.
they come from.
Well, guys, that's it. The president of the Republic of Liberia receiving praises from President Donald Trump. But before we talk about the good English, there were certain things that the president of Liberia told President Trump. And one of those things is that the Liberian government, under his watch, wishes to invite the Americans to come and do a survey of our minerals, because he already told them that we have minerals. And if you took notice, when he was talking, the moment he mentioned the mineral, Trump said yes. And the next thing he talked about again that encouraged Trump was when he said security, and he said yes. And the reason why he's concerned about security, because Liberia is on the short list of countries in Africa where they want to establish the AFRICOM, which is the American military base. Okay, now, so that would be feasible if the Liberian government agrees, then America will agree. And Trump himself also mentioned that they want trade with their partners, where both they and their partners will agree. But then my question, I've been asking myself, who are the partners? Are they the head of state, or are they the citizens of the entire country? So who are the partners right here? And then the second thing is, when he mentioned, Trump also mentioned that they want the African countries to buy their military hardware because they got it best. And then he mentioned how they get tested some in Iran recently. So I think it's all about America's interest, the minerals, the military base, and the sales of military hardware. And guess what? The moment they start selling the weapons to certain African countries, trouble will come, because they will encourage them to fight somebody. America might say, okay, yeah, now we finish selling anything to you. You got it now. Go and do this. And you have to do it. So I don't know how you guys look at it. That's just my own view. Let's look at it one by one. Francis, you want to address the the mineral part where when the president when Volga talk about mineral trying to agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a pitch for Trump. Uh, as we all know, he's a transactionary leader. Everything he does, it borders on transaction. Wherein, America we benefit more than or perhaps more than the counterpart of Trump himself will benefit, as a person. He's a businessman. So I think that was intentional to try to calm him down because Trump is another president who he's not very very politically correct, you know, and so you have so yeah, I think that was a catch, and you could say we have minerals. President is selling the country. We all be crying uh, for direct foreign investment in the country, and as an opportunity for for America and to come in. Hope that if it do happen, if it does, so I mean the government can have we can go into proper arrangement where we don't have the long contractual agreements for 50 years, 100 years, where the companies there rip the country off. So I think that was a good it was a good pitch to try to calm to claim his attention. Yeah, yeah, that's on as regards to the mineral aspect. There were different opinions that political commentators, the opposition, people, I have different view. That's my view. I think for me personally, it's an opportunity for Liberia.
Oh, the same thing that Francis you're talking about the mineral thing. And asking because I know that according to information that we are getting, uh, the Chinese have even done some survey, and I think it was included in the president's speech.
Yeah.
Okay, so
When where he didn't mention China in America. He cannot go and mention China in America. No, he did not.
listen to what I'm saying now. I am saying that we know that the Liberian government and the Chinese government have had
Yeah,
an agreement like that, where the Chinese government have done survey. The
I
president
agree.
mentioned it, and it was done in 2024, just 1 year ago.
Yeah, that's
So,
a fact.
Okay. I
Mr.
think
Jomo,
Lincoln,
why is he also inviting the Americans for
well,
Politics.
Linford, the thing is, it's something that I don't know what the president intend to do because it was his son when he gave that talk about there was how to call it survey was carried out by the Chinese. It took the Chinese I think 25 years to carry out survey. So going to Trump and then saying the same thing that they want to invite them, they've been wishing to get the American to do a survey is something out. But what we've forgotten about, there's American embassy right in Liberia as well. So that situation, I don't think was. If I mean, I agree with Francis when he said it was a pitch. But if you pitching something that you want to put two superpower here together, I don't think it will go down well. And what Linford you talked about, it was said. I got a 1 minute 52 minute clips on that. Maybe people have forgotten that Boyka did announce to the country that there was a survey carried out and they listed lots of things that were found in Liberia. So let me play that, and then we can now discuss this before we go to the other part.
Decided actions to combat illicit mining, address environmental degradation, and rebuild public confidence. Honorable Speaker, distinguished members of the 55th Legislature, I am pleased to report that we have received a mineral resource survey report from the government of the People's Republic of China. The report provide new insights in Liberia's mineral resource potential and represent the most comprehensive scientific investigation conducted in over 5 decades. We extend our gratitude to the People's Republic of China for funding this important project. The Ministry of Mines and Energy has already analyzed the data from the survey, and results indicate a significant shift away from the country's previous sole focus on iron ore, diamond, and gold. We have discovered lithium, neodymium, silver, nickel, zinc, uranium, chromium, lead, tin, cobalt, neodymium, coltan, tantalum, manganese, copper, zirconium, and molybdenum, among others. I have instructed the Ministry of Justice to act lawfully and promptly to address claims concerning the Mount Blair iron ore deposit in Nimba County.
Okay. That clip, he said to us in January that the survey already been conducted by the Chinese. And those were the things that were listed that the Chinese found. And then the American was at that sooner. Now he gone to Trump to say, we want to invite you. We've been trying to get you over. So in my mind, is he want to play a game with the Chinese and the Americans? That's how I see it. In my mind, is he want to play the game? And the reason why I'm asking this, the Americans were played not long ago regarding the same issue with the president when he said he was going to establish a war and economic crime court in Liberia, that people were running to Liberia to get him to sign something, and then he decided to set up a committee. Is that the same? So, in my mind, you want to play the two superpowers. You already have one also did their survey.
Well, let me just answer your question.
One.
Let me answer your question. If you're sick, if you have a doctor, you went to no, they say you're diagnosed of diabetes, cancer, whatever it is. Would you want to seek a second opinion? You say, no, I don't trust. I want to go seek a second opinion. So is that mean you playing this your first doctor?
I think that is different because you told
No,
me
no.
You carried 25 years.
No,
5 decades.
Paul, let me just respond to Francis.
I'm not finished yet.
Hold on, Francis.
I'm not finished yet, Lifa.
Yeah, you finish about it when you talk about. Let me talk about it. We'll take a step by step.
You have a second. You always have a second opinion. I mean, you can always go to read.
How can you seek a second opinion? Now, did you listen to the president? He said we have received a comprehensive document which the Ministry of Lands and Mines have analyzed comprehensively. So that means they understood it. Okay, they know that is right. So if you went to the unseen doctor story, you went to the doctor and say my hair thing, the doctor check you, they know you get headache, and that's why you have. So what do you look for now? Don't you look for a medicine? You will say, okay, let me go look for a doctor.
Headache is something you can easily.
No, but I'm just giving the latest example.
Yeah, I mean you talking about Pretoria.
So maybe after the Americans, maybe he'll be going to the Russian. You'll be going to the Russians because if you know the Chinese already, then you go to the American. After the American, you go to the Russians, and then go to I don't know which other group the Indians to come.
I mean, the gentleman, look, we're not just talking about say the Chinese. The Chinese report, a catalog over 15 different mineral deposits that we have. So to validate that, or to have a second opinion.
Yeah, so you don't trust the Chinese.
No, they don't trust, but you have to have a second opinion. So he goes to the American, asks the American, can you come and help us, in the sense of validate what they say we have.
Uh, and
So
you
there's
already got
nothing wrong with
contract. You
that.
already got contract with Chinese some Chinese company already working on some of those things now, and the American
So,
people
for
can.
Franco,
There's
if
nothing wrong
you,
with that.
Francis, for 25 years, 5 decades, these guys been carry on the survey to find out what is there. And you have your
50,
partners, your
and said you just say
biological
5 decades
partners
are
for many
50
years.
years.
Eh?
55 decades are 50 years, oh.
No, okay, yeah, 50. It said 25 years, sorry. It said 25 years that they had the Chinese to do this, 25 years. So the 25 years that Chinese came up with all of this. So in reality, from what listed, Liberia is richer than Congo.
Exactly. I
What they
agree.
listed is richer than Congo. So
Mhm.
if you know that you have brought the Chinese in to do all of this, and the Chinese certainly they're going to give something from there, and now you going to your the other side say, oh, we've been asking to come. So China is a superpower. If you want to play with them, then you got the other one you want to play with. That means you putting two heads together here. Something is just not right to me. That's
And,
how I see it.
yeah,
If
and
you
we also
guys,
have don't forget we also have the two China policy that we always in trouble with. Then you want to play America and China because
we
of course you can play any American president but not Trump because if you bring Trump and you bring in the Chinese are there
look,
already and you bring in Trump, you actually putting their heads together.
look,
That one
this is
and
it.
you might be the victim.
It's not. It has nothing to do is with security threat on national security or bringing to go. This is business. There are a lot of minerals,
And
resources.
they want to sell arm to you
Listen,
too.
listen.
Because the moment they find they come and discard the arm, I mean the
That,
mineral, they will say, okay, we're taking some of the mineral, we'll get you
But
arms.
then I say,
So you
oh,
get the
don't
arm,
you
they
see
say, go
the
for
risk
China.
factor? Don't you see the risk factor in this?
I don't.
The reason why Congo today is this level is because of the mineral.
Yeah.
And
I
the
don't
Chinese
see it.
already told you that you
You have
have
to the
all of
Chinese
this.
off easily.
No, but
Then you
we
bring
have
in
salt.
America, say, oh, can't do something.
No,
Definitely Trump want minerals.
are you not telling me? Are you guys telling me now that there's no country in the world where China and the Chinese and American companies operate in those countries? I
No, there are
mean,
several countries, but there is always conflict. It's
No,
just two
they
guys
do
running behind
operate.
one
But
guy.
what I'm saying here, look, you already commissioned China to do this survey. They did it already.
mhm,
And then in the presence of America, you told them that these were the list of things.
mhm.
Well, we can be that short sighted. You just a few months ago, then you go back to the America and say, oh, we want you to come because we get plenty of mineral to do a survey. But just be bold.
But it's nothing wrong with that. There's a reason why I gave that analogy. If you got a nose of something, some sickness, something, and you know, how you call it a very acute sickness or whatever, and you want a second opinion, you ask for to go to see another doctor. There's nothing wrong with government that the President Donald President Boyka asking the Americans to come and do whatever a survey again. There's nothing wrong with that.
And after that, I think you'll be going to the
So,
Russians to kind of ask them
I
to
mean,
come and
no,
yeah,
no,
so but
we
frankly,
shouldn't keep our eyes. Listen.
if I were the president that a
Mhm,
survey have been carried on mineral,
mhm.
this is where Liberia now stand firm that you have everything that the West want. This is where you become very powerful. They should be running to you. Now you running to them because the Chinese have already done the work. These are the things that you have. If you're interested in it, come and beg me. But
Let me
you
tell
go
you,
on the other side,
look,
you pay. No, this is, yeah, be honest here, man.
you guys, you remember that this seemed, I don't know, China was involved in this, but it was saying that Liberia, we had abundant oil, commercial oil. We had the likes of Chevron, all the people in Nigerian Garden King and Defo nothing. At the end of the day, the oil on our ship were of no commercial value. And people that I mean nothing up to date, we cannot drill any oil. So you need to have these kind of surveys, scientific surveys, clinical surveys that will bring up the true value of what you have in terms of natural resources.
So
Mirror.
are you saying that the paper that the Minister of Lands and Mass saw and analyzed, according to the president's own word, and analyzed, or I don't know what the word he used. So
These are
did they,
comprehensively.
is that what you say? Then why did they present it to the president? Why the president mentioned to us that he has been analyzed and it was comprehensive? That was the word he used, comprehensive.
Mhm.
So
So
why he
what
didn't
is
say we
wrong
are
with
still
that?
analyzing it, we're not sure, but he said it's comprehensive. That means it's understood and it's well grounded.
I mean, we all sat here. We saw they say Uranium, the CIA, the opposite had Iran had a weapon on Mars that create just or three I know 3 grade of from creating 3 months away from creating a nuclear what you call it a bomb without having a second group going there to investigate. So this can be attributed to Liberia. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the president of Liberia asking Americans to do.
No,
Uh,
no. What wrong with it is you had a survey already carried out. So be bold and say we had a survey carried out. These are the things we have listed in Liberia. If
so
you
these are
invested,
the things that we
you cannot say
purportedly
Okay,
every
have.
survey.
let's
That's the
welcome
point.
Padoli. Padoli, welcome to the show.
Well, you guys shouldn't through last this show. You
Oh,
already done
No,
the
no,
talk.
no.
okay.
But this are, I mean, I pick up that. The reason why I pick up this when he said it, I remember the son we were happy that Liberia have all of these minerals. So if you're going to pitch for a business, you're not going to say, come and do survey. I would be the one to say, in Liberia, we have copper, we have
Yeah,
this, we
we
have
have
that,
this.
we
So
have
come
this.
and
Okay,
If
exploit.
you want, that's the
okay,
pitching, but you cannot
okay.
say, oh,
Listen,
come and do a
Okay,
survey.
okay.
before Padoli coming, firstly, I got one last question for you from Asa. Why did the Americans come and look at a list of minerals that the Chinese have already discovered, reportedly discovered, that have been approved by the Ministry of Lands and Man? If the Chinese, if the American can say no, all of them are lie. So
It's
what happened?
possible. It's possible someone be lie.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
if
So what happened? So yesterday, so we scrap them up.
I mean you do another survey.
Oh, oh.
So make sure.
So we'll be doing
Listen,
something until we get.
lean for. Listen. Let me make the thing as practical as it can be. I tell you, lean for. I have in my house. I'm selling probably sugar. I got sugar. I got salt. I got pepper. So you come to I tell you I sell those things I have in my house. You can come and buy. You tell me friends that are coming to your house to buy. Well, okay, I show you. I come to have it. You come to my house to buy sugar, and you cannot find no sugar. I say, oh, I thought I have sugar here. That's a simple. It's just practical as it is.
But
You cannot you have
since the Chinese
you
gave
cannot.
this list, but listen, since the Chinese gave this list of minerals, nobody had checked to see whether it's not there. So that example you're giving is wrong. You see it? Oh, Padre,
So
but
what
what do
the
you think
purpose of
about it?
lens and what the purpose of lens and man? What
Yeah.
the purpose of them? Because the lens and man they work along with these people. They had a comprehensive report on this. Lens
I
and
mean,
man
you
said
guys
they
should be the
verify.
same. You guys will be the same people that say and people can Chinese people or people. I mean, the
Do
government are so
you
All
liar.
right, all right.
People
Before
think that
Padre
that
come
they
on, friends, what I'm
yeah,
saying, if you go to get money to start a business, you invented something where they have the thing in the UK called the lion den, where you get a lot of millionaires that want to invest into pro business. When you go pitch to them, you gotta tell them if you do this XYZ, this is the product that I'm selling. This is what the product is about. You Labra already have the survey. It was and our landsman, our engineer qualify that we have it. So now you're going around the world to pitch. You pitching now that Mr. Trump, come to Liberia because we get copper, we get this, we get that, we get that. If you
So
are interested in it,
I got a
this
question.
do business with you. But
I
you
got,
yeah, what
cannot
is your
I got
question?
a question.
another
Mm.
survey The
Let me,
point.
let
And the
me,
question, what if President
Sanjay,
Boycott,
what, can I,
Adore, wait a
I think
minute. Wait
fast,
a
Mr.
minute.
President.
Adore, hold on for your turn will come.
okay. Fair
No,
enough.
what if Mr. President Boycott went to America? What they're sitting tell Mr. Trump, President Trump, we have diamond, we have magnesium, we have copper. You are invited to come and explore. President Trump comes and send his team and they do their survey and they don't find it. You'll be seeing poaching as that, oh, the government, the experts, our people lie. They can't do the we have to do due diligence, we have to do compliance, all kind of things. So I don't for me, I
So,
don't I
so,
mean
so
I
if,
don't
if the
want
president, if the president not sure that, then he shouldn't announce to the Liberian that these were things that were discovered.
but
Because
he
if
said
have been
that was
verified by the engineers of Liberia that yes, and everybody was happy that oh, we have all of the things that will reach the Congo. So if you get those things, the Chinese are engineers, the Chinese are scientists. They will not just say, oh, this is something that you no.
The
The
very
Chinese
instrument the Americans bringing to check, it comes from China. So what you want to deny it? The very instrument the Chinese have used.
so for our audience,
Yeah,
let me play this again. This is what Liberia
yeah.
have.
Paul, play that video again. It's very important.
I'm
Patriotic
making
can
a
come in.
comment on this.
Decided actions to combat illicit mining, address environmental degradation, and rebuild public confidence. Honorable Speaker, distinguished members of the 55th Legislature, I am pleased to report that we have received a mineral resource survey report from the government of the People's Republic of China. The report provides new insights in Liberia's mineral resource potential and represents the most comprehensive scientific investigation conducted in over 5 decades. We extend our gratitude to the People's Republic of China for funding this important project. The Ministry of Mines and Energy has already analyzed the data from the survey, and results indicate a significant shift away from the country's previous sole focus on iron ore, diamond, and gold. We have discovered lithium, neodymium, silver, nickel, zinc, uranium, chromium, lead, tin, cobalt, niobium, coltan, tantalum, manganese, copper, zirconium, and molybdenum, among others. I have instructed the Ministry of Justice to act lawfully and promptly to address claims concerning the Mount Blair iron ore deposit in Nimba County.
Okay, Paul. Just before we flow, there are key things that I pick up. Number one, the president is saying that report represents the most comprehensive scientific,
Yes.
not guessing, not theoretical, not hypothesis, but scientific evidence over 5 decades and 50 years. And the
Yes.
last time I remember that any such survey was done by the same American was the year 1974 when I was in fourth grade. Okay, so it makes it 5 decades, 50 years ago. So why you want to defend here? So what are the Americans coming to do again, or what is it that the president is not satisfied with when he described this report as the most scientific and comprehensive report over 5 decades, most modern? Patriotic coming.
All right. Thank you very much for allowing me to come up. I will come up with this straight jacket here to fencing for the Unity Party. My belief in the whole conversation with Mr. Trump from our president, the president will never, when someone is never, he can be confused to say things that's supposed to be reality. So every statement from him in that conversations were completely based on neverness. He will never. Because If you know, because the report that he just made to the House of Senate and Representatives, that he was sure beyond all reasonable doubt that these items have been Soviet and identified that we have. If you go to negotiate, I think if you're not never to meet your partner that you're going to meet, you will tell you, look here, in my country, I got XYZ. If the end investor want to come from there, if you have interest in it, you can come there, we negotiate. These are the items that we have. We have already done our survey and we have it. So we're looking for investor for it. That could be his statement. But asking them to come and do survey, I don't know why he did that for. I believe that he will never. That's the reason why he made such a blunder statement. When somebody is never, he can blunder. So, I mean, Francis, let me take it as that way, that faith value. Our boss man will never. So he couldn't say something concrete. Otherwise, he said, got the document on hand. And source of trade, if you are going to source of trade, negotiation trade, more especially about your natural mineral resource, your Lanzerman minister is supposed to be with you in a trade. Did he carry them? Because they need to give in a day-to-day briefing.
They put most of the people also, even the deputy minister of information for public affairs, Anthony, when they got in Cassidy, and they put all of them also. They were not important.
No, but I'm talking about no. Do you have to go in a conference with Donald Trump because they didn't make a criteria. But when they go in with the president as a delegate, I think the agriculture minister or the landsman minister supposed to be with him to be giving him day-to-day briefing on if he
But,
go
but,
with,
but, but, Padoleo,
yes.
the thing here, he going to sell Liberia, he going to sell the country.
He will never.
He need minister to
No,
he already have the briefing. It's
yeah.
on his desk.
For
He
protocol
reported to
sake,
Liberia.
for
This
protocol
is the things
sake,
that we have. For
yeah,
Christ's sake, you're
Mr. Man.
going to sell to businessmen.
Yeah, but
Businessmen, look, we want partnership
You know,
with you.
yeah,
This
listen
is
to me.
what
I
we
think
have.
Listen
we
to
take
me,
turn to go around.
Mr. Man, listen. For protocol sake, that government, the man is running. He's now running Bosco. He's running government. If you go into such an important trade, you need to have some dignitary with him. One, the finance minister, commerce minister, and agriculture minister, or justice minister. Some sensitive, I mean,
But nobody
Even
disagree with
if
you
those
here.
people go,
You understand what I'm saying?
even if those
Nobody
people go,
disagree with you here.
Okay,
But when
okay.
you sitting down one on
Yeah,
one with
yeah.
the
When he go now, listen.
they're going to be feeding you with
No,
information
you're
you
not going
already
to
in
be
the
doing
room.
it. But the point
So
of
why you
that is
talking?
what I'm telling you, Paul Chilipi, I want you to know that our boss would never. That's why he couldn't. He was even brave enough sir, to speak
okay,
little bit English,
well,
but he would never.
we
He was
cannot hold on.
confused.
We cannot confirm. We
Yeah.
cannot confirm
Yeah,
whether you're
never,
nervous
yeah.
or what. But
Hey, my friend.
when you say,
According to
yeah,
listen,
but hold on now, hold on, Patrick,
no,
hold on.
let me learn this here. I beg you so you can come up. There's something we call body language. Body language will tell you about when somebody says something, you will know what the person are. The body language will tell you that. So you can look at the video. You are a journalist. You are a veteran journalist. You can read people mind based on the body language. Go back and look at the document. I mean the video. You will see how the president was never before Donald Trump. Even going when Donald Trump
Okay,
finished praising that
let me
he's a
let me
good
just come
English
in.
speaker, and then
Let
he
me just
asked
come
him,
in.
"What did you learn in English?" He said, "From Liberia." Say yes, sir. All this kind of thing.
Yeah, I just want to clarify something. There are a few things we got to look at here. You see,
So let me not
if I
bring him
meet
to
Patroli,
never.
if I meet Patroli, I
Yeah.
know Patroli is somebody that I believe I can trust. I can almost predetermine what he's thinking. I know his character. I know Paul. I've met Paul. I know Francis. I know if I stay with him. But meeting your man at Trump is a difficult situation. This is a guy who is hyper. The guy we saw how he mediated people in the White House, starting with Zelensky, starting with the South African president. So President Boakai, an octogenarian, somebody who is 80 years old. There are a lot of things about him. So meeting Trump, they were very unsure. So even if you want to say that he was nervous, okay, I will not use the word nervous, but I think he was trying to be overly careful that he didn't even know what to say, that he had to end up calling Trump sir. He forgot that he's president, calling another president sir. Well,
I
some people
think
argue.
you government for agree what I said.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing, but what I'm saying is that it's difficult to meet a guy like Trump. This is a guy.
This is the
No,
man can bully people publicly.
before the people went to the meeting, I would do my own podcast. I always guess that something will happen. Number one, when the meeting I was looking at that didn't happen was Trump might walk out on those guys and get mad, just say, no, you get out of here. Or he might put one of them outside if you confront him. Or he might cancel the whole meeting with all four of them. But then
No,
it
he
happened.
did it to Mauritania president. He
Okay,
insulted him.
but Paul, I want
The
you to
president from
first
Mauritania,
I
he
want you to
insulted
comment on
him.
this one. First, I want you to comment on this thing. The president of Gabon gave Trump ultimatum. He said, "Look, we got other people waiting in line with our minerals. If you people don't come, another person will take. We got alternative. Somebody else will take." You think our president should have said that?
I mean, the situation differ from country to country. I cannot tell you what our president should have said.
I agree with that, Francis.
Our president wouldn't have taken that line. Gabon is far more stable. Gabon GDP is in the billions of dollars. We still our budget is still under 800 million. Our president wouldn't have said that. It wouldn't have. It
Yeah.
would
But wait,
be
listen.
critical of business
There's a
suicide.
reason why I asked that question. We all here were in Liberia when we were small boys, when we were growing up. Christmas Day, our man then go to the market. You see the Yana Paul coming. He say, you the children trust there. You want it, somebody else want it. And your man knows she want to buy that trousers for you. So she'll rush for it. And the price is good. Okay? Instead of her letting it go, she'll go for it. Even why what the Yana boss say? Yeah? The Yana boss say anything said. Once an old man want it, she'll go for it. So
Yeah, you remember in the trousers that you buy it, you carry a big hole on it. Yeah, so you got used to
no, forget about the big hole on it. The old man has spent the thing already. So the Cameroonian president, the Cameroonian president already told the people.
I think you all the impulsive buying was
No,
like
if you waste time,
Gabon is well rich. It's a rich country.
So let's do it one at a time, guys.
let's do one at a time. We'll go around the table. So, Paul, what I'm saying here is our president should have given some ultimatum. Say, look, instead of inviting them to come do survey, say we have already done survey and we know that we have these things. But they are sitting there idly, and the country really want to benefit. But the time lapse, and then I got 6 years in office. No, just put it that way. I got 6 years in office. I've gone 2.5 years more. I mean, 2.5 years. I want to do something. So if you people if you are interested, you should come fast. Like what the Gabonese president was actually selling. You see, that's market strategy. Make it. If you make it, somebody else want it, I'll go. Don't waste my time. You see it?
so
Simple.
what? And President Trump and President Bogart told Trump, you guys, we need your expertise to come and survey.
And so you survey before you anything about getting
It's not a marketing strategy.
No, it's not. Friends say, I'm selling donut. I'm selling donut. Listen now, I'm selling donut.
Don't give me an example.
It's not. The survey has already been proven scientifically. It's there. It's been done. We agree it's been done. So now, you get a product, you're going to pitch to somebody. This is
second opinion.
X, Y, Z.
I told you guys what is second opinion.
No. You see, engineering, scientifically, when it's proven, because you do all the testing and all that. So you don't need another second opinion to come do the same testing. That's why we have Lens and Man engineering people there have worked along with the Chinese. Say yes, they've seen the testing, they pleased with it. That's what we announced to the nation. So we have it.
Paul, let me Pastor will come in, but Paul, let me get ask something to. Paul, should I remind you guys? Maybe 2 years ago, I told you guys that I went to Africa in 2014. In my village, I met a group of Chinese guys. You know that story? Who used to come and take the boys and go to those Little creeks and dig some samples and put in the bottle. That I was even mad. I wanted to confront them, but my late father had to pull me down and say, "Oh, the boy was sent here by the superintendent. You see it?" So those guys have actually done the work. In that as somebody is guessing, for the president to come in a state of the nation address, the president, no journalist saw the president walking on the sidewalk and asking. He received that report and he described it as what comprehensive and scientific. Ego, what word would we use again? How
No,
do you
I
know
think,
myself? No.
I think the president made a mistake.
I got
He
7
made a
minutes.
mistake.
Padre, just make your closing comment on this, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Let me close them, Padre. I think the president made a mistake. He didn't pitch well.
Yes.
That's what I think. He didn't pitch well. Because at that point, this is where a businessman will push forward. We know you want a rare earth mineral. We know you want it. Liberia have it in a bundle. That's something you need to look at. You need to send a team to Liberia to look at this mineral we have. You're not going to do survey again because if already scientifically it's been done. President Burka made a big mistake. He didn't pitch well. As a businessman, I'm a businessman. When I go sell my product, I know exactly what I'm going to tell my clients. He made he blunder. He didn't pitch well. There was no need for he to invite them, say, you come and do a survey. The survey had already been carried out. Liberia have this mineral. We agree that we have it, but who do we get to get money? All of them. And this is our biological what we call it partners. These are the key players that you didn't sell the product well. And that's a mistake. That's how I see it from a business perspective.
All right. Let me come in, please. From the conversation between our president and the president of the United States, some of the brilliant statement that he made that I really admire it is this. He emphasized that how will be the government being changed from one political party to another, transition from one to another peacefully. We've been having democratic transition for 3 times. So basically, our country believe in security and they would like to work with America for proper security in our country. That statement he made was well in place. I appreciate that. But where he blundered is by asking America to come and do Soviet, I don't think it was necessary for him to make such a statement. Because he said, according to his report to the House of Senate and Representatives, he already got the relevant document, comprehensive document on hand that this thing had been done and said, looking for marketer to buy it. So when you go to the market to sell your product, I think you need to tell people what all you have instead of telling the people to come and look for the things in your country. It's not necessary. That statement was wrong. So let's forget about this thing here. The president has made the blunder and let's hold it as it is. But one thing we need to bear in mind at the end of the day, one-on-one discussion the president had with the American government is negotiating to bring some high-class criminal into our country, the deportee.
Okay, guys, let's move ahead. Just
So
just
that is very, very scary.
Everybody close on that thing. I mean, just close on it.
yeah.
Let me just close. Look, first of all, I would like to see what Bob Dory stated in your last comment. I mean that the president had a closed door meeting with President Trump to bring hardcore criminals to Liberia. Uh, where did he get his information from? Is not validated. The president did not
No,
give.
I got the information from the president. He said he make a short briefing statement. There's a video to that effect. He said, but there was no gun to nobody through. a
But
feeling.
let friends say flow, then you can come
No,
in.
but
Let friends say
someone
speak.
say, you don't
Okay,
know where I have my
okay.
station.
No,
But
when
don't
you
cut it off. Let
But
you
don't let
flow.
first learn, then you
when,
can
Okay,
when
give
you
your soul.
I
go
mean,
on.
first, I'll just conclude quickly because I have to leave it soon. In 2 or 3 minutes. The president did not. The president was not in error when he asked Americans to come
But
and do survey. How about the spoken as closing now?
Hmm.
Yeah. Like any other profession, you need second opinion to validate what was projected, what was scientifically, what you call it, we call it scientifically research. So I think I'm personally error. So yeah, I just close on that. So I'll be leaving, guys. Thanks for the show. I've been there an hour and a half, so it's good.
Can I rectify
Okay,
this before
Francis,
you go?
before you go, Francis,
Yeah,
if you can
I
spare
beg
2 minutes,
you.
let me ask you a quick
Yeah.
question. So
No,
what was the
let me rectify this
Adole, what a minute, please? Francis,
Padre, everybody will take a turn. We can talk over each other.
no, I wait.
what were the purpose of the president trip? Because they didn't just invite the five of them for nothing. There might be a reason why.
I don't know. I mean, at the present, the American, it was not stated. I cannot preempt or suggest or give any conjectures on why the president, why he went to America. But I know he met President Trump, asked him to come. Uh, we will look forward to the reasons why he was invited. So
Okay, one sec before you go, Francis. There was an interview carried out by Ronnie Sear and President Boyka had a discussion, and he briefed the nation on something. I just want you to listen before you
The
leave,
impression
please.
that the Americans were putting gun at anybody's head to sign anything. What the Americans are saying that they have asylum seekers that have been here for years, and they like to, those that have been causing bad device, to send them out of the country elsewhere. They are not forcing anybody, but they want for us to know that this is a concern they have, and they're asking how can we contribute or how can we help. And we have assured them that for the relationship is an equal concern, but it's something that we have to think about. If and when they begin to ask us, we will know how to respond to it.
You hear that?
Okay, that was the purpose of the visit.
yeah, if you can say so, Trump. I mean, you can say so. I don't know. I can counter that if you say so. If you wanted that one interview is that what it went
No,
for?
after he had a one-on-one meeting with Trump, he was reporting now that was the purpose of the visit. So
Huh? That was the
the
purpose of the
purpose of the
one-on-one.
visit,
What they
meaning
did on
what?
camera before, was that important? That was just
Yeah,
introduction. But that was
that's
the one-on-one
one-on-one.
meeting. That was the purpose. We call you
That was
here.
the purpose of the visit.
We call you here to tell you that we have some people that we want to resettle. So it's funny that Liberians themselves want to be resettled. Then you want to resettle people, or you want to. But
So,
uh,
Francis,
I- the
do
time
you
is fast.
believe
Let's
what I
move
said
on
to
to the
you?
next topic.
That I
Let's
say
move.
it's very scary. The president have not agreed yet, according to your own statement. They
Yeah,
have
yeah,
not
I agree. Yeah, we agree. But
they have
who
not
knows?
come to a conclusion. But do you believe that America will ask Liberia to say we want you to do this? Liberia will say, I'm not doing it. Do you believe that?
But
As a
I should be asking you that question because you say the president and I agree yet. So I should be asking you that question. But guys, I think let's move to the next topic. We stay on the president meeting with Trump, and one of the things that
no, Francis, go in.
Trump proposed to the president is, or all the presidents that win, is that they want to sell their arms, they want to sell their weapons. Because Trump even posted that we just tried this thing 2 weeks ago, and it's powerful. We got the best weapon, so we want to sell our weapons to you people. And do you remember, or can any of you ever imagine that? wherever America's presence is in any country, where they set their arms, where they do all their activities, their military activities, will always attract terrorism, will always attract, some form of instability. Have you guys noticed that? So calling a country like Liberia to say, come back arm, who Liberia want to fight with? We fought civil war that devastated us. We still trying to recover. Then you calling us to come back high class weapon. By the time we get our weapon, we say, oh, listen, you got to fight the people. You got to fight the people. And we can say no because we already got a weapon. What do you guys think?
Okay, before I leave, one quick question: do Liberia have the capacity to buy the weapons?
Yes, I do have money. Liberia don't even have money to pay teachers.
I mean, there are certain things we can't just run with. We can't just buy. We don't even have money to. We got free weapon. The poor gave us the AU. The
No, that is a leftover AU weapon.
Yeah,
It's a leftover United Nations weapon. They give it to us.
We can't get it now. 1 million now. We can't bring it to Liberia now. We
It's a
go buy.
leftover United Nations weapon. They give it to us free of charge.
We can't bring them yet. I want we go buy.
No, listen, this will be special arrangement. You see, Paul, I mean, first you got to think, you got to open your mind and think widely. America is telling you, or you are inviting America to come do your survey for your mineral. America can find all the mineral available. They say, no, listen, we'll give you the weapon at a certain price. It will be even cheaper. We'll transport it. Everything. You don't think about transportation. Forget about the AU weapon. The old AK-47 that can't even fire. You bring it to the library, got to move all the rust. They talk about modern warheads. Okay? So they say we'll bring everything, but just give us certain minerals, and everything will be tomorrow. It will be delivered. You see the American warship will just surface, and then
I
everything
mean,
will be
there's not a priority for Liberia right now. So I
Man,
think it's
before
all of the-
I
all of
just
the- all
play,
the
I just play the reason why he was invited. Liberia don't have the money to buy U.S. weapon.
We
Fact.
can't maintain it anyway. We can't.
Exactly.
we want to give it to you in exchange for your minerals. That's the point I'm
What
making.
reason?
What will happen right here in Ukraine? And you see why he did to Ukraine? You tell Ukraine, say, you have to sign the mineral deed before I can even listen to you to say I will send you weapon.
Well,
And
that's
he have
different
to-
case. We're not at war with anybody. Why would we need weapon? Why would we need weapon? We need jobs. We need food for our people. We
My
need
brother,
weapons.
your president is not going to sit down in front of do not try and tell and say we do have war with anybody, this and that.
What do you mean? The president is so dumb and you afraid you won't buy you not the
No,
reality.
listen. The president is talking to us, sir. You say yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
And
humility. Because you say, sir, I call you sir. I mean, the man is
you don't understand how Trump operate. Trump will the first thing he will tell you say the threat of terrorism. So you need these weapons to protect yourself. You can't look and say no. And if you say no, they're going to create right next door, they can create terrorism for you. You see, no, there's a global politics, man. They're not stupid.
Okay, guys. I mean, I have to run. I have to run. Thanks
Yeah,
for
you
the
really need to
show.
run. You really need to run because you're asking all the questions and, and you know the reality, Francis.
So, bro, I got important things to do in the morning.
Liberia were called specifically, like, Francis, before you go, the British people started this. They started this with Rwanda.
You're paying me for more. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. Just 5 minutes ago, the British people started this with Rwanda. That the asylum seeker in the UK, they were sending them to Rwanda. And what they did, the Rwanda government made them to pay almost an estate. And they were going to give them $200 and some more million every year to maintain those people. That was the agreement. The Americans have picked it up from the British. They have these people that the other country don't want to accept them. So there is money involved. They're not just going to dump them.
But do you remember they had similar base like Guantanamo base?
No, this one here, you're not going to be a prison center. You're going to money last somewhere but then they will be paying Liberian government for these people to live. So those people will be getting incentive.
No, they're gonna make it like a prison because you got
no.
Hold on.
You'll be integrated in a Liberian society.
It's not a prison.
They'll be
That's
integrated
what I'm
into
saying. It's the Rwanda
So
model.
who will
That's
put check on them? Who will put check on them? One day, one of those guys disappear, and you know where he gone.
disappear
the
to go where?
government of Liberia
When
take
you disappear, then you're on your own.
responsibility. But Padore will not see you in the background. He
No,
disturbing. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, but I think Francis got to go. But before Francis go,
my video is giving problem. I don't know why.
you want to respond? You want to respond to the president to the asylum team before you
Yeah.
go?
Padore will hear
Yeah.
it. Will call you one. Just hold on.
The asylum team, Francis, you want to respond to it quickly?
For
Is it
me,
So
it
what
feasible
I'm
for
doesn't.
saying, my
Liberia now?
video is refusing to come back. So I'm
All
going to
right,
switch
get
on
out
the
and come back in. Get out and come back.
All
Get
right.
out and come back.
Look, for me,
All right.
it does not make any sense politically, economically, security wise. It does not make any sense for the country. I don't think our president will have that fortitude to go and agree that we will have people who have no connection to Liberia to come here, irrespective of how much money going to give our country. We already have a prevalent, we have a problem already, a prevailing problem with Zocos in our country. Will you go bring people, that would be of social hazard to the country, that will even lead to more criminality? I mean, it does not make any. If Liberians are coming back, I understand because I have family. But no, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, thank you. We see you on Tuesday. But
Thank
guys,
you.
see what Francis said. It makes me to also think about all of us here, one, two, three, or four of us here. We live different people country because of war, and these are some of the things that people also argue about us. Oh, we don't know these people that you're bringing here. You're giving them positive, to remain in our country, to bring criminal activities, this and that. So I think it's hard to talk. Especially we as refugees, it's hard to talk. We that came to live in other people's country because of similar situation, but our situation was a bit different because we had war in our country. But these are
Exactly.
America is rejecting some of them because on the ground of criminal activity. So you want to take all your criminals and bring them to our country? So, I mean, what sense does that make?
I mean, and one thing, I mean, that you know, I mean, therefore, I go, yeah, man, before, look, if the Norwegian or anybody who repatriate, who accepted Liberia, who, what you call it, without repatriated or resettled Liberian, knowingly that these group of people say they are the UN or Red Cross told the city guy, though. You see, all the folk out there on our show that are criminals. We bring them to your country, they will not do it. So we will not accept known criminals. And if President Trump said the people are new, they are known criminals, they're hardened criminals, we're not going to accept it. Period.
Mhm. Yeah. And it's supposed to go through the legislature for people to get involved. You can't
But
just
what's money involved, Paul? The
Let's
legislature,
later on that one.
yeah,
oh,
what's money involved
it's
in
not direct
legislature?
representation of the people.
When the people
Money
come at
involved.
different things.
They bring everybody.
Once money involved, the guy say let the people come when they come here, that different thing will be dealing with them.
Yeah, yes, actually.
But guys, I
Oh,
think it's a good show. So Francis,
Yeah.
we see you
They
on
be,
Tuesday.
before I go, me that poor little joke. They be asking if I'm getting in morning, sir.
that's
The,
that's
the,
that's
the
that's.
energy and money get them, then they
I'm,
finish taking them all right before they
I'm,
come.
But
I'm do that.
you know something, Francis? Australia today, there were the criminals from prison that the British will send to Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
You see? So,
No, yeah, frankly speaking, yeah,
yeah,
that's a fact about them.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
the typical white guys from Australia, beside the Aborigine. Those guys they are huge and big because they were the criminals, in Great Britain. So they don't want them sending there.
Oh. Okay, guys, my God.
yeah. Thanks,
Okay.
Francis. We see you on Tuesday, man.
Well, guys,
Okay.
so okay, let's go to the most funny part of this thing because the time is already gone. Paul, before Patrick comes in. Paul, this year, I said, Paul, damn, your glasses fine today. Oh. But how you got money? as if to say, Paul not working, or Paul not able to get money. I say, well, Paul, where we get money from the Palakan and glasses? You think that could compliment or yeah, talk to me about Waka and the English thing with Trump. Talk to me.
You
All
know,
the president talk, all the Google thing talk. Trying as a man, but that a man English you go ask. So it mean all that time our president wasted his time to tell you how a library in America got long time ties, we got mineral and thing. That a man English you go. Tell me, and then our men and our Unity Party men and running with it. How do you look at it from your candid opinion?
well, the thing is, Trump is one of those people from small, he's been terrible. And people who are terrible, they don't care. And remember Trump, the campaign he ran, he was appealing to what those people, quote unquote, the most racist people in America. So Trump have that in him. You see, the thing is with the racists, when they won't ask you, oh, you speak good English. Where did you come from? You say, I'm from Birmingham. They said, no, no, no. Originally, that's the. So President Barker, he never lived in the West. He does not understand that. So to him, it was, oh, yes, sir. And then now the Nigerians have picked up this, they're using it as comedians, say, because Liberia was founded on a slave basis, right? So we still have that slave mentality in all to serve. When the master says something, you say, yes, sir. Because Barker did not understand that. You see, and he have lived.
I sent you a video. I don't know whether you saw it.
Yeah, I think you did. So that's the problem, and that the racist condemnation behind it. That's what Trump displayed. But Barker didn't get it. But Barker too, he blundered. There's nonsense in Liberia said that he had 50 years experience. That's where the experience should have come in. Trump that his little brother. No matter what he president for the free world, but that's his little brother. And this is what you do. No, Liberia is an English speaking country. Let me just correct you, Mr. Maybe you have forgotten. Liberia is an English speaking country founded on the free slave of America. To
Yeah, in fact,
remind him,
it was America that founded this country. So
country,
how can you
just
ask me
remind
where I
him.
learn my English?
That's what, just remind him. You see? And that's why a true leader will do. But the 50 or 60-year experience did not come to play. And that's how I see it. So he blundered again.
But okay, so let me
My
ask
daughter,
Pastor.
adjust your camera, we don't see you, or you can get in the back when you finish, you come in.
You can see me now, sir.
Yeah,
We
much
see
much
you, but you
better.
keep
That is
moving
that
about.
way.
So settle, then you come back.
Okay, so Paul, Patrick said something. He said the president was nervous. So do you believe that he was nervous, or was it just? I mean, he didn't know what to do. Like you said, he had not lived in the West. He knew how this thing play.
No, he was not nervous. He was not nervous. It's that, look, that's Barker. You see, the thing, something about leadership, you can fake it to make it. But when time for you to display that leadership, if it's not in you, it's not in you. And this is the way Barker been operating. I'll take you back to the CPP days. Somebody who let to play games. And the reason why I brought that video about, he already told the nation that we discovered mineral. So now he want to play the Americans and the Chinese to play them. That's why. So he was not nervous. He was very calculated in his approach. He's not a nervous old man. You see? So look at it from that perspective. He was not nervous, but he just didn't know what to say at that particular point in time. You see? So he went there. What they told him, that what he did. But the fact is, when Trump asked him that question about what did he learn English from, that's where he should have just put Trump in his place. Said, no, Mr. President, Liberia is an English-speaking country. It's our first language. And let me remind you, maybe you forgot, Liberia was founded by the free slaves of America. Then Trump bring it to his senses. But the fact that you saying yes, sir,
Yeah,
yes,
yes,
sir,
he started
yes, sir.
laughing. You see it? So
Yeah.
I made a post. I made a post that African countries are still inferior, feeling inferior to Western president. And a lot of people can honor it and they don't understand. Those are people who, even some of them live in the West. Now, listen, I will tell you something. If I listened to the African journalist, the lady, who are asking whether the African president will support Trump's bid for the the Nobel Peace Prize. And if I were at that program, I think probably the security will put me off because I had this question to ask as African. I would have asked Trump, Mr. President, during your first term, you described African countries as safe countries. Do you still stand by that particular statement? Maybe he'll say no or he'll say yes. But because even if he say no, I'll say ask him. If he say no, that's okay. So do you want to, at this point, in the presence of these five people, on behalf of the entire Africa, apologize to Africa? Okay, I'll push him like that. And if he say yes, then I'll ask him, if you still believe that African countries are safe countries, well, why are you inviting these people? Are you inviting them to further insult them? Push it to the wall. But people, I don't know. But Padre, I don't know. I think just leave the camera like that, start shaking the much.
You can see me now?
I see you, but start, let it be stable. Like that.
All
Okay,
right.
let me ask you. You said the president was nervous. Why you think he was nervous? And do you really believe he was
The-
nervous?
yeah, I believe that he was never. That's why he make an error. I mean,
No, but you can make error without being nervous. You can make, even you yourself, I think you have made some
yeah,
error without being nervous.
yeah, he can make error without being never. But in the president case, based on the person that he went to go meet and know the character of this man, the past record of this man behavior to the other president before, how he demonstrated on the other president before, that alone could lead him to be never. And knowing fully well that in our country, there's a lot of irregularity that been going on before he left the country to go to America. More especially the insecurities and the rule of law, breaking the rule of law by his administration, misbehaving, disrespecting the Constitution, all these kind of things, then knowing fully well that America should be aware of all these things then. So when he going to appear before such a man, I believe that he will be never. That's the reason why he makes such in the pronunciation, I mean the presentation to Donald Trump. He started the statement by nervousness, and when he started being a little bit confident, that's the time he said that Liberia have been having transitions 3 times, and we believe in security, and we can work with America to continue to secure the sub regions of West Africa. So basically, I believe that he was
Okay, but
based
Paul,
on the body language. He was
Paul, do you think that this meeting was actually about working with African leaders, or was it something like call the guys and tell them what you want them to do, sanction them, give them instructions? Because that's a lot of
No,
people say.
no. Linfa, if you invite me to Norway, if you're having a program, you give me a little clip that I'm inviting you for XYZ. But you may not give me the entire details, but I'll have a clue what am I going for. Liberia and the four other countries were that invitation, they specify what was there, what they were going for. For Senegal, it could have been different thing. For Liberia, it could have been different thing because they all met Trump individually. You see? You talk about the military base that they have in Senegal. Maybe they want to modernize because they asked the Ghanaians. The Ghanaians refuse for that military base. The AFRICOM you're talking about, Senegal have, so they might be looking at Senegal. All of these countries have different things that they call them for. Liberia own that we don't have room to send these criminals back. So there is money involved, but we want you to take these people to Liberia. We'll be giving Liberia government.
Liberia looks like they are dumping ground where they can send all the people. They send the fish list
Exactly.
there. Then they will bring the criminal.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was the meeting because everything that Boyka was saying that once of just not interested in it, they already knew what they invited them. And Boyka knew before he left Liberia that there was involved for a particular reason, but he wanted to get a clear understanding. That's why he made a trip. But there's another report that 16 other countries declined the invite of that same thing. But Liberia accepted because Liberia need money. But what behind it is how the people will accept it in Liberia. That's the key. Will the people in Liberia accept this?
Yeah, and then that's a good question. Whether the people are acceptable, or particularly, how much do you think the people can influence this process? If the president say yes to America, what can we, the ordinary people, do? How much can we do?
Thank you very much. We will not do nothing.
Go on, Padole.
Are you there? Do you get me?
We've been hearing you. You stop asking the question and flow.
Yeah. No, the young man asked that, what will we do? I said, we will not do nothing. Absolutely. And I will say, why? We will not do anything. If it's a different country, now America, we will argue, we will demonstrate, we will talk a lot of rubbish, and he will now hold. But America, we will not say nothing. Based on the attitude of the Liberian towards America. Down to the average, the ordinary Liberian citizens, and those that know that America sometimes don't mean good business to Liberia, is those that are in the diaspora, like in the West. Europe and America sometimes live there for some time and see their attitude towards human beings. Then you know that you mean well for Liberia. But those that are on the ground, you look at America as an angel. So if the president care anything, so long as he take it from America. We were saying the same thing today on the SKTV. I said that even those lawmakers and things then, they were not coming and they were not ask the president to even retract whatever arrangement or agreement he made with America. Because all of them are afraid to be what? To be sanctioned or to stop them from coming to America. Many of them, they got their children and wife. Because the example is just clear. Quite recently, when America sanctioned the former finance minister and one of the senator, Senator Nikwe, even down to their family, the children in America wiped them out to back to their country. So that is in the mind of the Liberian people, more especially in the leadership. We will not do nothing. You hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you want to add?
I'm trying to agree with Padola here because you see, President Barker does not respect the Constitution of Liberia. And why he does not respect the Constitution of Liberia, I'll bring you back to the so-called yellow machine, the tenure position. He will do things even before he went. He signed a contract with the HPX. He didn't consult anyone. So it shouldn't be surprised that he might have agreed with Trump. We should not be surprised at all. And then later on, the story will come out. Because those are the things that you're supposed to consult your citizen that put you there. And this is what the president need to speak to the citizen. And then people will react through their direct representation. No, we don't want this. But he may sign it and it will be nothing. I'll tell you, agree with Padore, they will just dump those people on us.
And that's it.
Because money.
Yeah.
Money
Even
will
in
be
Okay, but
included.
Paul, let's look at it this way: that the president will agree to sign it, probably, regardless of the law, or Liberian people not accepting it, whatever. And these people are coming to our country. We are supposed to be the host. What? Again, difficult to ask the question. What can we do? Because the people, they will just say, okay, tomorrow the first batch of people coming, 500, they're
No,
coming.
no, no, no. It won't work like that. What they do, we don't have housing facility to
The
start with.
Americans will build a house. They say they will build houses for them.
So they're gonna if the president agree, they will find a place, they will build a new estate, everything will be in there. The government of Liberia will get money every year because those people, there's no employment in Liberia. So they might be on stipend. The government they receive the money and get the people that stipend every month. You see it?
Who government? Liberian government?
Liberia government will receive the money.
That,
You get
that
it?
one, I am going to eat it. And people will be boarding on, or people will be. You
Oh,
remember the
now
job?
this is where it becomes interesting. If you don't give the people their money, you don't know whether they are notorious criminals.
Yeah, but Paul, you remember those guys they brought from Ghana? The group of people, refugees brought from Ghana? They put them somewhere.
No, they're two different things. The Ghanaian,
Okay.
they're two different things because they were Liberians that are coming home. But these people, they got no connection to Africa.
But why the American government can keep the money and be paying them every month instead of passing it through the Liberian
Because the
government?
American don't want them there. You get a point? That's why I gave examples here about the Rwanda model, the UK and the Rwanda signed an agreement that UK was going to give Rwanda $250 million every year. They build an estate for these people. You get it? So Rwanda government will get the money, and every month they will give those people something. That is same model the American adopted now. They pick in Liberia that where will be a housing unit, you receive maybe 200, 400 million from all every year. And your work is to give these people money to satisfy them. You get a
Well,
concept?
I can see more protests. I can see more protests loading. But Paul, you want to play our commercial for the last time, and then we can try to wrap up this thing. But
Yes.
while Paul is trying to find a commercial, we want to say welcome. I want to say thank you to those of you who follow us: Pataki, Martina C. Jensen, Alan Goer, and of course, Chadela Brown Chorople, and a few other people whose names I cannot see here. I see you, human box, but I can't see your name. Um, we've been talking about President Walker's visit, or in fact, invitation to the White House and what happened there. We all know. We don't want to talk about what we know. All the things that happened. But me, the last question I asked after Paul play, in fact, before because when Paul play the commotion, I will just be wrapping up. But I want to ask the question here: the English thing here now praising President Waga or trying to belittle him. Let me start with Padoli. Padoli, either you that trying to ask the question here, you think you feel that he praised you or you're trying to make you look small? That we say in Liberia?
Uh, Two things I say in that statement from Trump. One, ignorances. So many people in America they didn't even know what they call Liberia. But that cannot be the case with Donald Trump because he's the president of a nation. You're supposed to know every country that he deal with. But what I do notice that he's the kind of person who believe in bullying people. So I look at it to be a, a statement to bully the old man by making such a statement saying that you speak of good English. Where do you learn from that English from and here and there? He's supposed to know where Liberia is. What relationship Liberia have with America? He's supposed to know as a president of a nation. So, but I look at it as a bully and ignorances, and that his attitude, that his behavior. And one thing, he's a very racist person. It's just that the position he in, he won't be able to bring it publicly. That's my comment on that.
Okay, thank you. Paul, you got anything to say, or you want to take your closing round now, and then we'll play our commercial and we'll get out
Well,
of here?
regards to that, I don't think Trump, you're being a bully. He pacified the president in a way because this guy, I will get him to assign to agree to my request. That's what. So make him look, yeah. What a beautiful language. Where did you learn this from? That's the typical English way of getting in the minds of people who not smart.
Oh,
Trump is a businessman. He been around. He understand. He been dealing with people. He read Joseph
They got
Boyka.
a reality TV, man. You think that's small boy?
Exactly. He read him. Oh, I will get now. If you look at the guy from South Africa, Trump know that guy from South Africa. He's a level-headed person, and he will not go easy. You see, but he know if Trump did not do a due diligence on Liberia, that is his fault. But this is the guy that he picked. This is our puppet, and this is the one that will play with to accept our proposal. That's what Trump did. People may see it different, but Trump played on Joseph Barker, and that's why he succumbed to Trump by saying, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." You see, leadership was lacking.
you know, people look at things from different perspectives. That's your opinion. I agree.
Yeah, no. We respect each other's opinion here, and and Paul, but let me add one last question. Maybe the two of you can take a bite. Uh, you think it was appropriate if President Trump had actually engaged him? I mean, or Walker actually engaged Trump. You think would it have been appropriate, or was there any consequence that you guys think about that would have happened afterwards?
No, the thing is, maybe Trump they don't do a due diligence about the country Liberia. So at that point in time, oh, Mr. President, Liberia is our original language is English. We're founded by the free slave. Maybe you forgot. This is the diplomatic language that you use. Maybe you forgot. Liberia is traditionally we as our first language is English, and we're founded on this thing. And then Trump will say, "Oh, you see, that just you educating Trump in a way too." Then they say, "Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir." Like in Sierra Leone, everybody call people because Joseph Burger from Sierra Leone. So that yes, sir is common a common thing in Sierra Leone. In Nigeria, you say Baba or Ibadan. In Sierra Leone, everything yes, sir. So that's the yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And Trump saw that he just play on him.
Uh, can, can I say
But
something?
why you think President Boaga should have stood up? I mean, I'm talking about literally standing up, but he should have replied or said something like what Paul said.
From my view, I believe that President Barker will never have the capacity to stand up to Donald Trump because he was already inferior. Never. If you are inferior to someone and the person tell you something, will you stand up to the person? It's not possible. It's not possible. But if he was brave enough or intelligent enough, like what Paul just said, that's what he could say to Trump, to educate him intelligently.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? But from my view, When somebody is already confused, never inferior to your opponent, you won't have this kind of knowledge or experience knowledge to come up with this kind of good language to voice it out. The how be.
Okay, Paul. I think guys, it was a good show. So try to get our commercial. But we want to announce that on Saturday there will be not this Saturday, not tomorrow, but the next Saturday there will be a special edition of the Portola Liberia discussions where we'll be featuring the
I
Liberians
think
living in Norway. They will be having their election on July 26th to elect new officers. So those people who are running to be president have decided that they want to have a debate. It will just be a special edition. It's not a regular edition of the Portland Liberia discussion. So we just want to inform our listeners. But Paul, if you have our commercial, you can roll it and then we can get doing something else.
Di Lorenzo, G Grace, Hemsburg.
In that debate, is it possible that we will be there to ask them?
Di Lorenzo, G Grace, Hemsburg, Liberia number one, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Ham's Vodka, Ham's Honey, Ham's Bitter, and Ham's Original Vodka. Ham's Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drank Mama happy. Ham's Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment centers in Liberia. For wholesale, contact Hans Vodka at 0777 001114, 0777 000 We can also be reached via social media on Facebook and IG at Hans Vodka or www.hansvodka.com. In the United States, please contact Hans North America Incorporated at 610-543-9289, 484-888-1622, 484-755-8411. Hans Vodka is approved by the U.S. federal government. Hans Vodka brings out the real man in you.
I tell you in my boy and my blood. Every time when I stay on the block, everybody knows it. We have spot. And forgot that number one. Oh, from Liberia all around. In supermarket store and everywhere. And forgot that number one. Oh.
Well, that's it for tonight. But there is this last thing I want to put up. This last comment I want to put up. What do you think? I say President Johnson would have reminded him intelligently. That's why I want to believe this because you remember the interview with that, was it the guy from Al Jazeera or somewhere,
yeah,
where President Ellen Johnson walked on him?
yeah.
I know President Johnson should have informed this guy somehow intelligently, but to remind him that he was ignorant. But guys, we want to say thank you very much for the show tonight.
Lamford, let me ask you a question. The guests that you're talking about on the debate.
No, it will be exclusively from me. It will be I will
The
be
people
only
live in Norway that they are July
because they are my
26th
people.
thing they're
So
running.
yeah, they are my people. So I know what we're being through. I know what to do with
You
it.
want people to ask them some hypothetical question?
No, not about technical question.
Hypothetical question.
No, not a hypothetical question, but it's about the issue that they have, that we know that we have. So, but
So we should forget about it.
yeah.
That Norway people think. You know in Norway, Padole, so don't worry about it people think.
They're Liberian now.
Yeah, but they're Liberian, but they live in different society.
All right. No problem. No, I understand.
So we want to say thank you very much for the show tonight, Paul, and Padoli and Francis is gone already. But we're going to be back here on Tuesday officially, and we'll be having interesting discussion because Liberia is one country that things happen every day, and I love it because Liberia is not standing still. We are moving. Government is moving. Life is moving. Things are happening. So it's always good to be here. And I want to say thank you very much. This is how we like to draw down the curtain on this edition of the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. But surely we're going to be back here on Tuesday with a fresh edition. And we know that there will be something interesting. That I can assure anybody that Liberia is never disappointing. Probably we'll get here that uh, the deal that the president signed has been also accepted by the legislature because he got the whole house under control. Or we hear that the first batch of the old people will be coming soon. Something will pop up, trust me, before Tuesday. So we want to say thank you for being with us, and this is how we want to leave you. Paul, you got any music for us? Let me see if I can roll this one quickly.
You see, unnecessary is sleepy on duty. While patients are crying, they having conversation. While patients are dying, they busy chatting on Facebook. Anything you do in this world, you will get your reward. VIP, I want to hear you, VIP. Other instructors, listen to me. You make the test hard for the students to fail. You giving grades to the student because of money. You giving grades to the student to sleep with them. Anything you do in this world, you will get your reward.